I would like to praise what India is doing, and especially the Indian Navy.
So how do you react if I'll say, why don't Danish government is employing more troops and more vessels and more frigates to that particular area?
First and foremost, Denmark is a small country. We are only 60 lakh people.
Hello and welcome. We are watching Bharat Tak. I'm joined by the Danish ambassador to India, Freddie Swin. Hello and welcome.
Thank you very much indeed. I'm so thrilled to be with you also today.
Denmark has sent a frigate to Red Sea, joining coalition with America and other allies. What is your first reaction? How Denmark is going to react with Houthis?
Yeah, but I mean, Denmark being one of the world's largest shipping nations, and of course we have a lot of vessels, commercial vessels passing through that strait. And of course we need to secure that the global supply chains are kept open, because if not, that will have a huge negative impact on all of us. So we have decided to join that mission. And as you rightly said, we have decided to send out a frigate, and now it's on its way to the area.
How do you see that entire, conflict when it comes to Red Sea and attack of Houthis, especially on commercial vessels? And we know that the world's largest shipping company, Maersk, is from Denmark, and it is that the whole shipping line is badly affected by this.
Shipping is the lifeline of all of us. I mean, we India, Denmark, the rest of the world, we export, we import. And often the shipping lines and shipping lanes are the only way around that to transport huge consignments. And it goes without saying that one of the world's busiest but also most important waterways has to be open for commercial traffic. And if this traffic is being threatened and attacked, the vessels being attacked, then you have the international community who is cherishing multilateralism, freedom of navigation and so forth, will have to stand together, and that's what's happening.
Almost 12% of the entire world trade is done through that, especially Red Sea route. And the biggest giants company of shipping are not actually allowing their vessels to pass through that particular area. And Indian Navy is playing a crucial role. We have heard that whenever there is an anonymous call, Indian Navy reacts first. So if you look 10 years back, it is always the American Navy or the British Navy, but now Indian Navy is reacting, and Denmark is joining that coalition. So after that Red Sea area, there is a huge Arabian Sea and the Somalian pirates. So how do you see the Indian Navy reaction on entire conflict?
I would like to praise what India is doing, and especially the Indian Navy. Years back, we also had incidents of piracy, and I recall one incident where an Indian Navy vessel, in fact, helped rescuing Danish seafarers from piracy attack. Called the then chief of staff who was in charge, and you know, this is what free democracies, believing in strong economies, believing in the freedom of navigation. We have to stand together, and it's really praiseworthy what the Indian Navy is doing. It's part of this, and India being a global, strong international player, and also a global player when it comes to the Indo-Pacific and the straits surrounding, then it's important. And the more from India and the Indian side, the better.
So how do you react if I'll say, why don't Danish government is employing more troops and more vessels and more frigates to that particular area?
First and foremost, Denmark is a small country. We are only 60 lakh people. And of course, our Navy is not the world's largest. But given the fact that Denmark is a global shipping power, and we need to secure that the trade can continue uninterruptedly, then of course it was decided, given the very tangible threats, that Denmark should join this US-led coalition. But Denmark is also a kingdom, and we have Greenland, and we have many other waters that we have to protect and to be present in. So we are doing something very particular and special in this case in order to uphold free trade and navigation for all commercial vessels.
But we have a neighbor that is Pakistan, and Pakistan Navy is not reacting to any of the conflicts, and not even answering to the anonymous phone calls. I think, don't you think that the entire the global world order will change after all these conflicts?
It might change. I think this was just one example of what's happening, but we see very unprecedented global turbulences, and it's obviously that those who are standing up behind the global multilateral principles, and they will have a closer relationship. And we all have a responsibility, and the free world as such has a responsibility here.